Hello daily drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. As you can see on the screen, Premier Draft Lost Caverns of Ixalan is on the docket today. Our fourth draft of the format, Premier Draft number 4 here on the channel in VOD form. Spoiler alert for the previous 3 if you haven't seen them, the format's going pretty well. We've got 2 trophies out of 3 decks already. 7 wins in 2 different decks. I think our total record in the format is 16-7 right now. So we have over a 67% win percentage. It's going great. We're having a lot of fun. We already have an idea of what some of the best decks in the format are. And if you want my opinions on that, stick around to the middle of the video where I'm sure we'll see it. Let me know in the comments what you think is the best deck in the format, what you've been having success with, and what your thoughts on the format are. I reply to pretty much every single comment that you see. So new here or old, you can have a good time down in the comments and enjoying these VOD videos here of Premier Drafts. But I'm sure you're all here for a draft, so why don't we hop into Pack 1, Pick 1. Welcome one, welcome all to today's Pack 1, Pick 1. What is our rare? This is one of those unplayable ones, right? 3 mana. You can tap to loot, pay 4 to transform it only if there are 4 or more permanent types among cards in your graveyard. You can add X mana of any one color where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. No, I don't think that's particularly great. There is a Join the Dead here though, and this is a removal spell you can't really go wrong with. I think it's a relatively easy pick. When you look at the rest of the commons, I don't know why there are 4 uncommons in all these packs. But when you look at the rest of the commons, we've got Huatli's Final Strike. And that's the only other one I would really even consider here. As far as uncommons, Dreadmaw's Ire is a good one. 2 mana +2/+2 and trample to an attacking creature. And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy an artifact they control. And there's a lot of artifact creatures in this set too. But we're going to start with the Join the Dead here today and go from there. Alright, following up Join the Dead, we could have Skulltaker or Bloodthorn Flail, and I don't think either of those are good enough to stay black here, so the question is, what's the next best card? And we've got a Clay-Fired Bricks, 2 mana, ETBs, search your library for a basic Plains, put it in your hands, and you gain 2, and eventually can turn into a Glorious Anthem that gives you 2 1/1s. Quite good. There's also an Oltek Cloud Guard, another great white card, and Cenote Scout, or Cenote, not exactly sure which one it is just another generically good cheap card that explores. I think the best card in this pack is Clay-Fired Bricks, so I'm going to take that here over the other 2 and not think too much about it, because it's the best card in the pack in my opinion. I just have not been tempted to draft these big green decks with like Cavern Stompers and stuff. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. What else do we have? In black, we've got Defossilize, the Reanimate spell. We've got Glorifier of Suffering in white. There's a Soul Coil Viper, which I don't actually think is that great. Deathcap Marionette is okay. I think in black-white, the Glorifier actually has the highest upside when it comes to synergies. If you pick up a couple of Mephitic Drafts and things like that, this can do some really good work. You know, with all the cheap creatures it has, with the 1/1 Flying Bat, the 1/1 Flying Miner's Guidewing, the 2 mana Marionette, the 2 mana Skullcap Snail. I mean, it's just ways to just make those creatures more relevant. Not that we're locked into black-white, as black is literally already completely cut by pick 4 here, so maybe we look to pivot off of black already. And I do see an Itzquinth Firstborn of Gishath. 2 mana, 2/3 haste. When it ETBs, you can pay 2 and have a dino deal, like, bite something. There's the Belligerent. 4 mana, 5/5 crew 3. Whenever it attacks, create a treasure, and until end of turn, you may look at the top card of your library and play lands and cast spells from the top. I don't think this deck is very good. Dowsing Device, okay in some decks. Soaring Sandwing, fine. I think this has the highest upside here. I could take the Cave too, I'm not going to miss a Sandwing, and I'm probably not going to miss my first white cave. So let's just take this and see if red-green is open. He says, as green is now completely cut. There is some black, but it's not great black. But there is an Old Tech Cloud Guard here. And I had this as the #1 white common currently. And we already got a Glorifier and a Clay-Fired Bricks, so that gives me incentive to stay white. So I'm going to take the Old Tech Cloud Guard. And, you know, I think the best deck in the format is blue-white. And blue-white is very much an artifact deck. And Oaken Siren fits right into that blue-white artifact curve. If the deck is open, I'm going to draft it. Because why wouldn't you draft the best deck in the format if it's open? There's also twists and turns, but we're a little bit far away from that today. I don't think I need to take a Reunion or a Pilgrim or an Ecclesotz or anything. So I'm just going to take the Oaken Siren and start hedging towards blue-white. Only black card is the Leech. There is a Hidden Courtyard here, and there's a bunch of blue and white, but they're not the good blue and white cards for this deck. So I think I might take my first cave here. In fact, I think I will. And here we go. Some more white. Blue is gone. There is a Fanatical Offering, which could go relatively well with what we have. But there is another Glorifier, a 2-drop in Attentive Sunscribe, and Fanatical Offering. I'm going to take the 2-drop that could go fine in black-white or blue-white, depending on where we end up here. I think black is relatively cut. All I know is white is open. So he says, as there is a card in every color except white in this pack. What are we doing here? So Huatli's Final Strike, I think, is the best card left. I guess I could take a Hidden Necropolis. I don't think Pirate Hat's even very good in blue-white. Let's just take this to go with our Itzquinth Dino. Here we go. Miner's Guidewing. 1-mana, 1/1 flying Vigi. When it dies, target creature you control explores. And we know we're white. So I think we're just going to take that here. Here's a Puzzle Door for blue-white. That's an okay playable. Sunbird Standard is not really. Buried Treasure, I think, is an F. And Malamet Veteran is whatever. So let's take the synergistic card in the Puzzle Door here. And now nothing but blue and white cards. So I'll take the cheapest one here in Brackish Blunder. Bounce Spell, 2-mana, bounce a creature. If it was tapped, make a map. And look, nothing but blue and white. So we're doing okay here. We could take the Hammer. I think a copy of the Hammer is usually good in most blue-white decks. It's an artifact, and it gives you protection against some sort of bomb artifact that they have. Double Song to end it there. The Enigma Jewel. Nope, not for limited. So what are we looking at here? The only white card is Quicksand Whirlpool, which is okay, not great. There's a Merfolk Cave Diver. Whenever a creature you control explores, it gets +1/+0 and can't be blocked. There's a Staunch Crewmate, which can find more artifacts, which we currently have a Hammer, Puzzle Door, Sunscribe, Clay-Fired Bricks, Oaken Siren. I mean, we've got some cards this can work well with. I don't think it's the best in our deck, but it's the best of those options. Best card here is Geological Appraiser, but I don't think we are red today. So I could take an Oticlan Landmark. I could take a Soaring Sandwink. I could take a Blue Cave here. I don't think I'm taking anything else, so I guess I'll take the Landmark because it's an artifact. And craft, getting craft in your deck is always very important. So let's take that. I'm not thrilled with it. I don't like that card a ton, but it's fine. All right. There is a Wrestler, which is a cheap artifact. Didact Echo, I don't think gets there. Brine Fang is fine, not great. Pirate Hat, not for this deck. And Benthesaur, probably also not for this deck. So I guess we take the Cogwork Wrestler here. And I think we're blue-white again today. So we already have one Glorifier. And I think it's still going to be fine to play, but I'm going to take my second Oltec Cloud Guard here over Deadweight and lock myself into blue-white even further, because the Cloud Guard is very good. Now we've got another Glorifier. We've got a card draw spell. A Pirate Hat. I'm not thrilled with these options. I think I'll take the Glorifier. Would really, really like to find some of the 3-mana Waterwind Scouts that would come with maps, so I can sacrifice those to put counters on things here, but I think I'll take the Glorifier over the clunky card draw spell. Okay, I always like to have at least one copy of Petrify in these decks. You gotta have some removal, and Petrify is a totally fine way to go about getting that. Combat Trick, card draw spell, artifact, and bounce spell. And a Cartographer's Companion, notably. I might take the Companion here, actually. I mean, it gives us a map to sacrifice to Sufferings. It comes with 2 artifacts, and we're probably going to want a good bit of them. Ooh, here's some options. A Miner's Guidewing, another Glorifier, and an Oltec Archaeologist. I'm going to take the cheapest card here in the Miner's Guidewing. 1 mana, 1/1 Flying Vigilance. When it dies, a creature you control explores. It goes well with our Clay-Fired Bricks when we do eventually want to flip that. So what do we wheel here? A removal spell, another Companion, and a Merfolk Cave Diver. I don't think the Cave Diver is what we want. I guess I'll take another Companion over the Whirlpool. That's a close one, though. Okay, I don't mind running in a Planecycler here. Dreadmaw's Ire is still here, interestingly. Let's see if we can throw the Planecycler into the deck. Alright, do we want the Island Cycler or a removal spell here? We have a Petrify, and that's really it so far. So I think I'm actually going to take my first copy of Whirlpool. Yeah, look, blue-white is open. I mean, as long as blue-white is open, I'm going to keep drafting it. A third one of these or a third one of these? I guess I'll take a third Glorifier. I don't know if I'm playing all of this, though. Alright, what can we find in pack 3? Kite Sail Larcenist. 3 mana, 2/3 Flying Ward 1. When he ETBs, they choose up to one other... For each player, choose up to one other target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as it remains on the battlefield, those become treasures and lose all other abilities. Sounds good to me. 3 mana, 2/3 Flying Ward 1 is already good enough. And then you can also kind of like make an artifact into a treasure. Yeah. Seems good. Let's keep it. Ooh, Inverted Iceberg. Yes, please. Ooh, we could have had 2 Itzquints and a Pugnacious Hammerskull, but today is not the Dinos Day. We have not drafted Dinos yet. I wouldn't mind playing a Confounding Riddle. I don't think I would play 3 Glorifiers, but definitely want to get an Inverted Iceberg into this deck. Love these late game craft cards. And this is already a deck. So let's see if we can get rewarded with a couple more cards here. This is the Merfolk one. Yeah, that one's not good. I do like a copy of Adaptive Gem Guard in these decks. It does some serious work. There's a Pirate Hat, a Puzzle Door, and a War Scribe, but I'm going to take my first Gem Guard. It's usually like a 3 mana 6/6 the turn after you play it. Ooh, and there is the Signpost. Master's Guide Mural. 5 mana. ETBs make a 4/4, and you can craft it and eventually turn it into a Golem Factory. Now there's another Cloud Guard here, which I would love to play, but I'm going to go ahead and take the Signpost. It's going to be pretty good for us. I don't think I'm going to splash the Restless Reef, so the question is... Well, there is no question. The answer is River Herald Scout here. It's not an artifact, but it is just a generically good 2-drop and fits right into the curve. Totally fine. Wouldn't mind getting maybe one more Petrify here. Maybe one more Cosmium Blast, potentially. Ooh, Tinker's Tote. Tinker's Tote is kind of exactly what this deck wants to be doing. I mean, a single Tinker's Tote plus the Adaptive Gem Guard is 2 counters by itself. Everything else is kind of whatever. So yeah, I'll take the Tinker's Tote here. I said I wanted a Cosmium Blast, but I'm not going to do that at the expense of a second Inverted Iceberg. I really like this card. 2 mana, ETB's mill a card, draw a card, and craft it with an artifact for 6 to turn it into a 6/6 that can tap or untap things too. Definitely like Inverted Iceberg in this deck. Now we can pick up the Cosmium Blast over the Archaeologist here. We're going to have to make some tough cuts in this deck, but that's always a good problem to have. I don't care about any of these. Not playing anything there. So we're going to have to make some cuts, but should be okay doing that. Another puzzle door. Unfortunately, I'm probably not even playing the first one. So, oh my goodness, it wheeled. All right. I mean, sure, I'll take it. What I think is the best white common actually wheeled for us there. Ooh, Caparocti Sunborn. That is also a very, very good card. I want to get into red-white for this style of deck, but I haven't yet been able to do that. So we have like 7 cuts to make here, maybe even 8. So what cards do we have that care about artifacts? Either entering or the number that we have. Staunch Crewmate cares. Oaken Siren helps. Inverted Iceberg crafts with them. Landmark crafts with them. Glorifier can sacrifice the useless ones. Gemguard can tap some of them. Guide Mural triggers off of them. So we don't have like a ton of synergy, but we have a good bit. I don't think we need the Cycler, which means we can probably get away with 16 lands once I make all these cuts here. I don't know how much these Glorifiers are doing. Like, what are we sacrificing? The 1/1s off the Cloud Guards, the Tinker's Tote, but like, I don't think they're doing what we want them to do. The Companions, the Landmark. We ended up with 2 icebergs, which means the Landmark is much less important. We currently still have 13 artifacts, and these 3 come with artifacts. Here's our removal. That's a good amount of interaction there. Maybe play like one of those, maybe just one of these, and then probably want to keep all of this. Maybe just the Scout, but the Scout's just generically good. The Wrestler is usually fine. 12 artifacts for the crewmate. Any pirates? A couple pirates. Here's one. So, I'm just wondering if the companion is really worth it. I think the Whirlpool will be fine. The Blunder is probably okay. Definitely want the Petrify, and I think the Cosmium Blast is okay. So then, what am I least excited to draw here? A hammer? A puzzle door? The puzzle door is an artifact that puts itself in the graveyard to craft with our inverted icebergs, so I kind of like that. Maybe it's just a brackish blunder. We still have 3 kind of hard removal spells. 2 hard ones and 1 80% removal. And then we can run it like this. Yeah. Alright, I don't think this is the best version of blue-white necessarily. But like I said before we trophied with blue-white last time, blue-white is my pick for the best deck in the format, and any version of the best deck in the format is usually good enough. So before we get into the first game here, if you wouldn't mind checking out the link in the description to the Daily Drafters Patreon, for those of you that would like to find a way to give back to the channel. My Patreon is incredibly affordable. It's a maximum $5 per month. $5 per month gets you the absolute max you can get over there, which is access to my expansive tier lists, early access to all my content, and lifetime access to the Daily Drafters Discord server, where you have direct access and communication with me as well as many other patrons of the channel too. And it's just a great place to be. Again, it's very affordable, and it's basically just throwing a little bit of a tip my way for content that I hope you enjoy. So thanks for consideration on that. If you don't want to give to the channel monetarily, then a subscription to the channel is also greatly appreciated. Thanks for your consideration, and I will see you in game number 1. All right, well, perfect hand here. Not perfect, but we've got a 1, 2, 3 curve. So, and 1, 2, 3, 4 curve. So let's do all of this, and the Glorifier can sacrifice the Guide Wing to put counters on things and to have a creature we control explore. Look at the synergy. That is a ways away from being relevant. So this can't attack or block unless they have Descend 8, and they can pay 4 mana to loot and also mill cards equal to the discarded card's mana value. Skullcap Snail. What do we get rid of? I think I'm fine getting rid of a land. Even if we missed the land for the Cloud Guard on 4, like, yeah, see, we got it anyway. Then we still had 3 plays we could have made. So let's do this, and then I think we can do this over the Larcenist in case they play an artifact that we want to turn into a treasure. A little bit less pressure on them here, but I think the upside of this is going to be too good. Like if they play an artifact creature, we can make it into a treasure. Yeah, no need to trade. Okay, chart a course, that makes sense. Blue and black. Oh, I hate that card so much. I love it when I cast it, but it's just so good. Because it's the perfect size that you don't want to remove, but it's also the perfect size that's like, is annoying to deal with. Can't imagine they're going to want to trade here. This costs 7 mana, and we're not super close, but boy, if we flip it, that's going to be a problem for someone. Alright, either they're thinking very hard about making this trade, or they were AFK for a moment. Okay, 5 lands. Okay, what do we got? Nothing. Okay. See if they counter it. No, they didn't counter it. Let's do one of each of these here. And then just swing with everything. I mean, I don't know what they have. Okay. Oh goodness, mills. They mill 7? Sure. And now they have Descend 8 online for the ancient one. That's okay. Let's do here. Yeah, sure. And now we can just chump the ancient one with the guide wing here too. Okay, they got rid of the arsonist. Good for them. Ooh, that's annoying. Probably gonna tap this thing, yep. Alright. See if we can push through. They're at 8. We have a lot of creatures. Turns into a card draw spell. Okay, that's fine. I probably should have attacked with everything, right? They eat this. No, I don't think last turn was the turn to attack with everything. I guess that's the combo for the Ancient one. 4 mana, discard a 7-drop, mill 7 cards. I mean, there's a bit of a combo. Getting back a 2/2 flyer. 3/3 flying lifelink. That's annoying. And they have Council of Echoes coming. Alright, so that probably stabilized it for them, unfortunately. This can't attack or block anymore, though, notably, so... I think now's the time we gotta go for it. They're gonna tap down our 4/3. Sure. And then they can eat some things and then still take a lot of damage here. They're taking 5 right now. So they go to 3. But they're going to bounce a creature next turn. We're going wide. I just don't know if it's wide enough. Let's see what they bounce here. Bounce our token, makes sense. Next turn, we don't have great attacks anymore. Okay, found a land and a guide mural. So now we equip this, and then either one of them has attacks, depending on what they tap down with the braided net here. So the other one will be able to attack. Sure. See, I'm sure they'll block with the bat. Nope. Okay, that's keeping the lifelinker around. Now, if we draw a land, we can craft the clay-fired bricks to get a full board again. Close game here. Okay, they have a rampaging spike tail. Sure, they'll give it to the bat, gain some life here. Makes sense. So if I use the whirlpool on the ancient one, attack all, they block here. They take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Yeah, the block, take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's lethal. All right. Managed to get through a very quickly positioned ancient one there for the first win of the draft. All right, pretty good start here. Hammer on 1, crewmate on 2. We can hopefully find something with that. And then equip it up and potentially use the hammer to kill the Hulk at some point if we have to. My goodness. What I would have given to draw all of these. I guess the 3-drop here? That also turns their Hulk into a treasure for them for as long as we control this. Okay. 2 permanents in the yard. Deep Goblin Skull Taker. Mill a card, put a counter on it. Yep. Sure. Alright, I know we get to ramp them doing this, but I kind of want to... For each player, so I do it for myself. Target artifact or creature. Oh, so we can do it for a Skull Taker too. So I submit 0 for me. And then make that a treasure. They have a 1-mana removal spell now? Yeah, they have a Cogwork Wrestler. Yeah, sure, that works. Tithing Blade also works. That was an annoying sequence of sequence of plays for me. I think I'm actually gonna lead on Gem Guard here. I could be wrong, but I mean, it's a 4/4 immediately, so let's see if it dies now. Alright, they have hit nothing but permanent so far, so they have Descend 6 here. Perfect. I can use the Whirlpool on that here at some point. So for now, I'll just do this and then make this a 6/6. Because I'm not going to block because I'm just going to whirlpool that next turn. So I can exile it so they can't get it back. So I'm just going to turn that into a 6/6 here. A land would be pretty good, so we can just play our 3-drop and also exile that. Oh my goodness, never mind. It has vigilance because it's a black-blue creature that has vigilance. That makes sense. So now a land is absolutely necessary. What do they have, 8 now? Nope, they have 7. Okay, now they have 6. I do think we need to do this now. And then we get in for 11. I'm sure they chump with the wrestler just to preserve some life while they can. Nope. Okay, go to 9. Okay, Ancestral Reminiscence. Draw 3, discard 1, which gets them to 7. Gem Guard is a 5/5. I mean, I'd sacrifice the hammer to get the guide mural flipped, but that seems fine. Hammer's not doing much right now. I could use the hammer to get rid of one of these things, but they're dead very soon here. So they hit Self-Reflection. That isn't doing much of anything right now. That's fine. And that's also fine. Yeah, I mean, the resiliency of these blue-white decks, they're tough to get through. You have so many things to deal with. All right, we go first again with Puzzle Door on 1. Puts itself into the graveyard on 2 if we want to. Larcenist on 3. And yeah, I think we'll just... I might not want to put it into the graveyard yet, for as long as we have Adaptive Gem Guard. But, I mean, it's just another card draw here. I think it's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll take the hammer, actually. Now, even if we miss a land drop for 2 straight turns, I was going to say we still have 2 plays, but they're going to get rid of our Larcenist here. So now next turn we have a 3-mana 3/2, I suppose. Yeah, guess we'll just do that. The hand disruption spells in this format are brutal. See if it survives or if it dies here. No? Okay. It does survive. Miner's Guidewing. And I'll just leave up the Wrestler. Sure. Okay, go to combat. Something's got to die, right? Yeah, there we go. That's what I thought. Still nothing, you say. Alright, let's get in. I need a land. Alright, do they have Hurl into History is the question. If they do, I guess they get to counter this. Nope, alright. End the turn. Nothing. 6 mana? Skull Taker and nothing. Okay. Combat. Attack, scry. Yeah. I mean, it's not a land, but yeah. Yeah, you ran right into that one, unfortunately. And should I re-equip this? No, I'll leave it where it is. Well, that's decent, so I'll get rid of this, and... I think I'll actually get rid of the guide wing so I can explore here. I think I'll still leave it on top. They'll play a land, we'll attack with both, put them to 4, and then cast Gem Guard post-combat here. That's also fine. I mean, I keep missing lands, but like, I don't know, as long as I keep on doing all this kind of stuff. See, this always comes in basically as just a 4/4. You can just almost immediately tap stuff. That is fine. And they're going to craft, and then we petrify, and they're lethal. Alright, that should do it. 3-0 with this deck. There we go. Yeah, stuck on 3 lands and still managed to push all the way through there. Alright, we got a pretty good curve here. Iceberg, Scout, card draw, exploration, everything going on. You know what? I'm actually going to lead on a Plains because I don't want to forecast that I have Wrestler. I don't think they're going to play a haste creature, and if they do, good for them. I'm going to lead on Scout here. Cosmium Blast. They now know that we have it. Does that mean I want it? They are in red-white. I think it's okay. Even though that they know we have it, I think it's still a tough thing to play around. See, they've got the minecart now too. Are they going to hit us for 1? No. I think I'll play Iceberg, try to hit a land here, and then Cogwork Wrestler can block the minecart. Okay, make a treasure. Alright, got the minecart down. They do have a treasure now. Let's see what they can do with it. Play a miner's guide wing. Okay. And then start tapping things with the militia here. Yep. Really didn't want to miss any more land drops. But here we are. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. This lets us even just miss a land drop, play companion next turn, and crack the map with the siren, or just play the gem guard. I mean, it opens up a couple possibilities, even if it's not the most mana efficient thing to do right now. They are going to start hitting us for a good bit of damage here. 5, 6 a turn minimum. Now they can tap the hammer and the 1/1. This militia, I mean, this card has been very good. They have an abrade as well? What else do you have? Please don't get my Oaken Siren. I need that. Alright. Do I have to petrify the Sunshot Militia here? That feels really bad, but are we just gonna lose if we don't do that? Could play Puzzle Door, crack it, try to find a land. Do they have that +1/+3 combat trick here? That'll be really annoying if they do. No, but they have a removal spell. Sure. Ugh. I mean, yeah, I'll take this, and then I have to stop that from doing its thing. What does that flip into? A 5/5? What does it cost? 4? They have an artifact on the yard, so they can immediately flip that. We have to take 5 damage right now. I think red-white's going to be a pretty good deck in this format, too. With all these tapping shenanigans. I was really worried about the whole sorcery speed thing being too much of a downside, but man, it's totally fine. Like, you can be aggressive and still tap things at sorcery speed. It's kind of wild. Okay, so they will get a 5/5 vehicle here. They can still crew this with this too. This is going to be very difficult to survive. It only has crew 1. Jeez. Are we dead now? Not officially, but we're pretty darn close. Oh, and then they just destroy the gem guard as well. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they kind of had us on the back foot there. We missed a couple land drops, and they were on the play and got that win. All right, we go first this time, and we have a couple of 2s that we can play. So this will be a decent little curve out here. Tinker's Tote will be a good draw with Glorifier here. That's just the ultimate combo. Tinker's Tote, sacrifice the Tote, put the counter on each of the 1/1s to make them 2/2s. Alright, I don't need any more, unfortunately. Don't need any more lands. Yeah, that's a good one. Just play a 3/2, I suppose. And decline. There's the Tinker's Tote. Alright. I suppose I'll trade with both of those artifacts here. Yeah, removal's good. They said no. That's fine by me. Sure, sure. Alright, let's see what we can find here. Another land. After milling another card draw spell, unfortunately. Next turn we can flip this, though. So that's pretty good. I guess I could have scryed first, but it would have gotten milled. Whatever I scry would have gotten milled. No, that doesn't do it right now. So next turn we're just flipping the iceberg, I think, with this iceberg. Alright, let's see what they're going to do about us attacking here. Yeah, that's fine. And the most mana efficient thing to do is just craft this on away. So let's do that. And if they have removal for it, they have removal, but we've got more card draw coming, more tinkery things coming, a removal spell, a cave we could crack. Okay, they're tinkering around, that's for sure. see if... No, our Titan is safe. Cogwork Wrestler. No, I could probably do better. Although we're going to get rid of the top anyway. They'll gain 3. They'll chump a 6/6. We'll see what we can find with this little guy. Oh, they'll counter it. Never mind. Oh, no, they'll land cycle. Okay. Yeah. Both of these are really good. Wow, both of these are quite good. Let's do this. This is going to be really incredible. Because we're going to Tinker's Tote and we're going to flip it into an Anthem here. And it's going to be very, very good. Please don't tell me you have... Okay. I'm going to say, don't tell me you have that board wipe. Alright, let's start here. I could flip this right now, but I can remove this and then do that next turn. So... let's just petrify. Scout. Go to combat. Attack here. I don't think I want to trade these because next turn I'm flipping the bricks. So... yeah, that's annoying. Sure. Yeah, why not? They're going to have these two things next turn. And when we flip the bricks, all of this is going to be attacking. So we'll still be able to attack, or still be able to cast this. Because they're going to have their own as well once they flip this. No, we will as well. So the wrestler should do some work next turn here. Okay, thank goodness it saved that up. I didn't know what it was going to do there. Alright. We'll get in here. See how they choose to block. And then Wrestler, whichever one they decide to block here, more than likely. Okay, end the turn. And not sure what else we have left in the deck that is super great, but I'm sure we can find some things. They find Piranha, Zoetic Glyph. Wow, that's a draw. That is a really good one. I'm going to animate their kiln. And to play another creature. Yeah, that's pretty good. Hello there. What if I attack with everything? They have 4 blockers. I have 6 attackers. They're going to get hit for 4. They're going to eat 1, 2, 3 of my creatures. I don't want that to happen, so... Do I do this or this turn? Probably the iceberg? Yeah, let's craft the iceberg here. Do it with the tote. Play the land. And no attacks. And now... Even a land won't let us do both of these in the same turn, unfortunately. But a land will let us cast this and discover 4. So this can become a 6/3, I guess. Okay, notable. Five blockers, 7 attackers. Still can only get in for 4. So let us... do this and then crack the courtyard more than likely. I'm actually going to choose to put this in my hand because it can trigger this next turn after we... Well, it'll still trigger it, but... I was going to say, after we flip this, this will trigger itself once we flip it. So I probably should have just put that on the board. It's not... It's just 1 mana. It probably isn't going to come back to haunt us. See, we draw all the mana anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So craft with artifact, huh? So we have 11 mana. So what if we did this, equipped it, and killed that, and paid the ward? Then we couldn't flip that. But we would get a flyer back. Because I could craft this with, like, my Cogwork Wrestler right now. And then play my hammer next turn, tap it again. Again, they can only go down to 6 as it currently stands. So... let's just... let's craft with that. Leave this in hand to make sure we can trigger it, even if we draw another land here. If I attack here and tap down this thing, they block, and then I can only trade for 1 of them. I don't really want to do that. They're almost dead next turn, so... That's 2 bodies. Okay, okay. Sure. Yeah, they have a flyer now, unfortunately. So let's start getting in then. They can make some chumps, but that's also probably not great for them. They're probably going to have to figure out a way to make some trades here. Looks like they will just, like, do a bunch of chumps. Attack, I guess? Does that just leave them dead? Here come all of our lands again. We have 3 lands left, or 2 lands left? 12, 13, 14, yeah, 3 lands left. That's... worse statistics have been had here. That should do it. There we go. All right, managed to get another one, even with drawing 3 or 4 lands in a row there, and getting our destruction hammer countered. But what can you do? All right, we go first, and good hand. I'll have to just decide. I will have to decide what order I want to play these in here. Wow, that makes it even harder. So if I play the Oaken Siren, then I can play Sunscribe and Clayfired Bricks next turn, and I think that's the tiebreaker. That's tough, though. Okay, I'm glad I did it this way. So let's attack. Play the bricks. And then play the Sunscribe. And then next turn we have Cloud Guard. That's annoying. I could petrify their 2/2, but gosh, that doesn't seem great. I could companion with this mana and then still have petrify mana up. I could just play Cloud Guard. Petrify has to be used for things we really can't deal with at all, though. That's what I've noticed about this deck. So let's see if they want to trade here. Inverted Iceberg. Yeah, that seems okay. So then I think I'll just play Cloud Guard. Another Waterwind Scout, huh? Okay. Oof, that card is... See, that's what we have to petrify. That card is stupid. Or I could Larcenist that card. I suppose I could also Larcenist this stupid Sentry right now. So I do this, see what we find. Go to combat, attack, scry, a cave land. A tapped land? No. No. Sure they won't trade. And then, yeah, I think I'll do this. I could turn this into a treasure. Is that good? That lets us flip Iceberg. Possibly next turn it gets us closer to flipping this. I don't think I'm going to, though. So they have 6 mana. Once this comes down, I'm petrifying it. Oh my gosh, waterwindscout.deck. I mean, it's nice to have the best common and the best color. Let's start growing the gem guard. Next to combat, get in staunch crewmates. Yeah. Do they have a cogwork wrestler? Fanatical offering. Getting rid of a map to make another map. Okay. Am I blocking? This holds back 4 damage, so I don't think I will tap it. Here comes Thunderhead. Thunderhulk. Yeah, I'll do this one first here. Alright, here we go. Make this thing huge. Start chumping. Cosmium Blast. Yeah, that could also be pretty good. I mean, that could really mess up a double block, potentially. We'll have them chump with the 1/1, I'm sure. We'll start whittling away at their 1/1s here. In the turn, we'll see if they have an answer for this 8/8. Nephitic Draft, sure. Draw a card, lose a life. And pass, sure. Okay. Let's start here. Do they have a response? They do. So I don't know how much I want to attack into this Waterwind Scout with mana up, but let's see. See what they do here. Get a Tinker's Tote. Man, we have all kinds of stuff going on here. Okay, go to combat? Attack here? I mean, all these things are like fine. I just put like 90,000 pieces of cardboard on the board and it's usually good enough. I'm sure they have a response here. Looks like it'll be the gem guard. You know what? I mean, I'll put it on top. It's been pretty darn good so far. What's to say it won't continue to be good? Go to damage. And now I could activate this, but that means I'm only getting one of these two cards here. I'd like to get both. I could activate the map. Let's activate the map here. So let's do it. What are we doing on itself? We know we get the counter on it because we knew the gem guard was on top there. They're going to discover. They're going to hit another unlucky drop. And let's see what they choose. There's not a lot of great options. Okay, so they chose to put it in their hand. Okay, so there's a glitch. This happened last week too. If they choose to put the card in their hand, there's this glitch where it like goes over here and over there, and it's really weird and really annoying. So just know that that's what's happening. I figured that out last week, and it was really annoying. All right. I'm willing to trade either of these for their Oaken Siren here. See, these things, this thing is 4 mana 6/6 because the sorcery speed thing just doesn't matter. I mean, they can do this again, but like they're dead on the board, so they can't really do it again. That won't do it. So there we go. Man, look how many things we did that game. Just incredible. All right, we go first, and gosh, would this hand be outstanding if one of these was an island. So I kept a couple of these hands in our last draft video, and one time it worked out, one time it didn't. If we draw an island, this hand is outstanding. If we don't draw an island, we do have at least 3 lands in hand to play the Cloud Guard on 4. I'm going to keep it for that reason, and then really hate myself in about 90 seconds. But I think we'll be okay. Oh, Chef's Kiss. Never didn't have it. Thank you, deck, for all the times you have failed me. I will acknowledge that you successfully got us out of this one here. Shipwreck Sentry, sure. Let's attack first. And then I'd like to hit my land drops. So I will shuffle before I play these. I'll just get my 2/2 on the board here. Another blue-white deck. This could be a grindy matchup here. Okay. I hope they don't have a Cogwork Wrestler here. That would be really annoying. It could just be this activation, but I'm just going to hope it's not a Cogwork Wrestler. Quicksand Whirlpool. I mean, there are worse draws. There are worse draws. Okay, it wasn't that. That's good. So next turn, if we feel like we have to, we can exile this thing and also play an Iceberg. I'm probably not going to exile this. Yeah, that's a card we didn't end up with any of in this deck. Sure. Let's see what we find off of the first one of these here. A land. Okay. Don't need that. Sure, I'll trade. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. So there's 8 more in our next 23 cards here. Okay. The odds are in our favor. Notably, next turn, we can actually flip clay-fired bricks, although we will have to sacrifice an artifact to do so, if we would like to. No artifacts in our yard right now. Gosh, how many Waterwind Scouts have we played against in this draft? Goodness gracious. So I can flip the bricks, but in order to do that, I have to get rid of an iceberg here. I can attack with the Sunscribe, and if they choose to trade, then we have an easy flip. I don't think they will. It's a flyer. Yeah, that seems okay. Sure. I can flip the iceberg and sacrifice maybe a 1/1. The flyers are going to be our problem here. So if we can get a big fat creature down, I think that'll be good. Now, let's see if they have, like, the pacifism or something. Because if they do, that's really not good news for us. Kind of put all of our eggs in the 6/6 basket here. But if they don't have a good answer for it, it's a very good threat. Okay, that lets Sentry attack. Looks like they drew a non-land. Or they needed a land for a 5-drop or something. Been to Sentry. Oh, yeah, that is a long enough delay for us to really struggle here. Because now we have to take 5, 6, 7 and go to 4 here. And again, a flyer. And this can eventually craft to just explore over and over and over again. That is a lot of creatures. All right. They have 3 cards. They have a crafting thing on the board that can turn into repeated kind of card draw and 1/1 counters. So this will be difficult. Yeah, that's a big one. And our Petrify and Whirlpool are both in the yard here, so I'm not sure what else we have. I cut the Brackish Blunder, I think. I guess that gives us something in the yard to craft clay-fired bricks with. Another flyer. And how much do they want to tap the Gem Guard here? Man, getting this Iceberg Titan locked down for 3 turns was kind of annoying. A 6/6. We don't have 8 mana, so I think we just do this here. One, two, block, block, take 2. Try to push a little bit of damage here. Our Titan will untap, but we could be dead, so it may not untap for that reason. Tinker's Tote gives us some more chump fodder. They can flip the needle and then explore onto a siren, put us to 1, which would leave us dead next turn. They can craft it, flip it. Yeah, that's what I thought they were going to do. And then see if they can put it on the siren. Yeah. There you go. So now we're dead on board next turn, no matter what. Unless we draw exactly a removal spell. Or a flyer. I guess we have another Cloud Guard in the deck, maybe? I think we're running 3? Or Or life gain? Tinker's Toad is life gain, so that's something. They have another flyer coming. Ugh. Gosh, flyers are so good in this format. It's kind of ridiculous. So I have to Tinker's Tote and gain life, otherwise I lose. Which means I can't also Master's Guide Mural. We're 1 mana off of that. What if I attack with these two and tap down that? We have 4, 5, 6 blockers. And they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can't just sit here, otherwise we're going to lose. So go to combat. They're going to get a map, so they have the ability to have 1 more power here. So what if I did this? We're going to be at 4 basically, which means if they explore into a non-land, we lose. But there are so many different ways we lose right now that this kind of has to work. That's a blocker. Is it good enough? I don't know. I might have just left myself dead on board. I'm not even sure, but maybe it's good enough. Double chump, I suppose? No? Okay, they'll trade. Okay, so we're not dead. Not dead yet. No? How are they doing this here? Really? A Cogwork Wrestler? Really? That was the card you had in hand? Oh. Yeah. So now if they explore into a non-land again, we lose. Okay, not dead. I think we're dead next turn, though. Like, on board. Yeah, because I play Guidewing and I'm still at 1. They have plenty of blockers here. Guide Mural doesn't give us anything, so... Gosh, tough game. I tried to play my way out of it there. I knew we were dead in many different ways. But we were just playing the exact same deck and, you know, they drew a little bit better than we did. It happens. Alright, we go first now, and this curve looks pretty good. 1 drop, 2 drop, and then eventually when the Gem Guard comes down, it might even be able to be a 5/5 immediately. That will be pretty good. We'll see if we need to crack this before then. Ooh, look how many artifacts we're going to have on the battlefield by the time this hits the battlefield if we play this next turn. Would love to hit a land drop in the next 2 turns so we can actually cast this on 4. Give me a land. Nope. There's a 3/3. Whole board is blanked. Perfect. There's a missed land. Perfect. Lets us cast it next turn at least. All right, here's red-green dinos. Let's see what wins here. Okay. So if I play the wrestler, I can't play the gem guard this turn, which would be annoying. So maybe then I want to do this, put it on probably the probably one of these flyers here. Miss another land, but hit a Miner's Guidewing. Yeah, sure. Then we can do this. This. Get in, scry, go to blockers, wrestler down, whatever they block with here. Oh, God. That was quick. How did that even get cast? Oh, it's only 6. I thought it was 7. Sure. Okay. Who needs lands? All right, flyers to the rescue. I mean, they can activate this 3 straight turns and kill us. I really, really hope they don't have +2/+2 trample and kill an artifact, because that would beat our entire deck, basically. Sure. All right, we're basically on Miner's Guidewings or bust here. So I think we just have to kind of put the counters on them and hope it works. And of course they have another removal spell, so that's unfortunately gonna probably end this one here. Watley's Final Strike. There it is. Okay, it's still a 3-turn clock, but they also have a 3-turn clock and they go first, so. God, another one. Yeah. Okay, that's something. I think I'll actually start by... If I get my creature down, I have to go to 3. And then I'm dead on board. So I just have to... do this. So what if I played the creature, attacked him to 6. They attack with both of these. I chump one of them and I go to 10. Next turn I attack them to 3 and I play a Petrify. And then I win. What if I play the Petrify now? Play the Petrify. Next turn I'm still just chumping a Cavern Stomper. Right? So we're just trying to dodge removal here. Okay. Guess they can explore. Ah, I forgot about that thing. Oh, I thought they were 2 lands away. Does that mean we're dead? That's 2 bodies. I can't block that one, but I could block, take 9. 9 is not 10. None of these have reach, do they? No. I guess if they are able to explore a non-land card with their Seeker, they win. That'll do it. Ugh. Oh, wait. No. They messed up because they thought they could make this unblockable too, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They had to draw a land and do that. Oh. Yeah, so I think we have it. Right? Is my math right? Doesn't have trample, does it? I think they had lethal there and missed it. But we take those, because if they had played the land, explored, and then activated the Cavern Stomper, I couldn't block it, and I would have blocked a 5 and a 3 and taken 2 and 1, 7, 2, 1 to 10. Yeah, they had lethal. They just missed it. We take those wins. All right, we get to go first with Staunch Crewmate on 2, Gemguard on 4, and hopefully this finds something else we can play. I believe we are now 6 and 2, going for our 3rd trophy in 4 drafts. Let's see if we can get it. Ah, drew that out of order. That'll be okay, though. At least it's something we can cast. Iceberg and Larcenist. I like all of that. Next turn we could go Guidewing and Iceberg. We have a removal spell. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to go Guidewing Iceberg next turn. As good as the Larcenist is, I do like it. That's annoying. I guess now we go Guidewing Oaken Siren. River Herald's Guide, sure. All right, they have a 4/2 and a self-reflection into the yard. That is very convenient. That is among the worst cards to draw, but a great one to have in the graveyard. Let's get the Gem Guard down, and we will tap these two. And I don't think I'll tap any more, because this blocks that and this blocks that right now. Let's see if they have another way to explore. Talk about a way to explore. That is a good one. A very good one. Now they're gonna have a 5/3 and a 4/5. Yeah, it's gonna be a big problem for us. And a Waterwind Scout. Again, I think we played against like 8 Waterwind Scouts in this draft alone. And they put it in the yard for some reason. Oh my god. I have never seen this much Explorer synergy in this set. And a combat trick coming up? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Huh. Yeah, I mean, I gotta do this. And really hope they don't have Cogwork Wrestler? Sure. I don't have to petrify right now. I could just Iceberg and Cloud Guard, so... let's do that. And then we could petrify next turn. This trick gets a lot worse now that we know that they have it. They can make a copy of this, but it is legendary, so that doesn't really do much for them. They need another creature, because we have removal for this creature. So, and a bunch of flyers here. And a way to pump it up. That is another creature that trades for all of our creatures. Does that have reach? No. Yeah, I'll take 5. Are they going to sack the Brontodon to kill something right now? Explorer's Cache making that bigger. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now I do think we need to do this. They can do that at instant speed, and they have a land, so we need to get rid of this one here. And let's start poking in the air. So we know they have the staggering size, we know they have the Brontodon, we know they have the self-reflection, and they have inevitability to now continue to draw creatures off of their deck, but another Nikanzil, sure. So they could just cast that one and legend rule this one here. Let's see if they use staggering size just to push 6 damage. Nope, okay. Now I assume they're going to cast that and legend rule that one, yeah. And then put a counter on it? Yeah. Alright, this will still be close here. That's also a pretty good draw. Play another Cloud Guard, and I mean, they're dead on board if they can't find something else off the top or off of their Mycoid Maze here. They could make a copy of a creature, but that doesn't matter because these Cloud Guards are both lethal. They could staggering size. We could block both of them. We're at 15. I mean, they kind of have to find something. Yeah, kind of just say a prayer. That's a good one, but not gonna do anything here. No sense in getting cute here. Yeah. Should be fine. And they're out of mana, which means we have some flyers. And we get yet another trophy in the format. I've started with 3 trophies in 4 drafts here with a win percentage above like 80%. It's kind of ridiculous. But look, when you identify the best deck in the format, I don't see why you wouldn't just keep drafting it. Because of how fun it is to win when you can constantly go 7-2 and win with multiple different versions of blue-white. It's a lot of fun to play the deck. Hopefully it's fun on your side to watch it as well. Either way, thanks for tuning into the end of this video here today, and I will see you next time for your daily draft.